Going on YouTube, John Matrix here. So, Assassin's Creed Mirage has been a game that's been announced for a little while here, and it's going back to more of the Assassin's Creed roots. Supposedly, anyway, it's supposed to be more like the first Assassin's Creed game, more of a stealth oriented game, not so much of a kind of like more of a Souls-like-y RPG-ish game. It's going to be more reliant on stealth, from what I understand, and things like that, which is fine with me. I really like the first Assassin's Creed game. I think it's one of the best ones in the series. Assassin's Creed series has been very hit or miss. Some games are really good, some games are not very good, some games are pretty meh. For instance, like, it's kind of a hot take here, but I didn't really care for Ezio as a character in the Assassin's Creed games with him in them. He just didn't really, like, they just didn't really catch me for whatever reason. But then, like, Black Flag, which really wasn't an Assassin's Creed game, it was really more of a pirate game with the Assassin's Creed name on it. But I really like Black Flag. I thought it's probably still my favorite one in the series overall. The pirate aspect of it, the ship combat of it, the shipped combat aspect of it, just everything about the game I really enjoyed. And then probably my next favorite one would be Odyssey. I really liked Odyssey. Odyssey was a really good game. I like the expansive world. I'm also very much into like Greek and Norse mythology and you know, ancient history and the ancient world and stuff like that. So I really like the setting of it anyway. But then, you know, Valhalla didn't really do it for me. I thought Valhalla was a big step back. Valhalla, the AI felt pretty dumb. The combat felt kind of watered down and not as good. And it felt like it was just like the game was too long for no reason. I don't know. It just felt like there was a lot of stuff in the game to just extend gameplay time. There's a lot of like missions and things and stuff that were in there with the story that really felt unnecessary just to extend the game, you know, the time that you were playing the game. Assassin's Creed Origin, the one that was in Egypt, I thought that was okay. I liked the story and some of the combat was good, but I would say it's kind of like in the middle ground of games in the series. It wasn't one that really like struck me as like super good, but it also wasn't a bad game. I thought it kind of hit the middle ground. So I'm interested to see more of Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm still undecided as whether or not I'm going to get it or not. To be honest, more than likely, it'll probably be a game that I wait and grab on a Steam sale at some point down the line. But IGN's got a hands-on preview here. It's like a 4 or 5 minute video. You know, I guess giving their initial impressions. So I just kind of want to watch it and talk about it and see, you know, give my opinions on it and see what it is. So yeah, I guess let's take a look at this video here. Make sure the sound is set up properly here. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at it and see what this is about.
With the past few games in the series, it's felt like Assassin's Creed has lost a little bit of what made it so special back when it launched in the late 2000s.
For sure. It's definitely like
Odyssey and Valhalla.
The newer games like Odyssey, Valhalla, Origins, to me they're more Souls-like games than they are like the original Assassin's Creed games. There's a lot of RPG elements in it, and it's more combat oriented, more action combat oriented, and stealth felt secondary in those games. Whereas the original Assassin's Creed games, it was really all about stealth and planning what you do around being hidden. And if you got overwhelmed, you know, so if you got discovered and got overwhelmed, you know, your only real option was really kind of retreating and hiding and waiting for them to stop chasing you. Whereas in the newer games, again, it was kind of more Souls-like, where once you start getting overwhelmed, you just fight everyone and kill everyone, you know, kind of a thing. So
were extremely solid RPGs that offered a vastly unique setting and a definite bang for your buck in the runtime department. But there's something about those games that didn't necessarily feel Assassin's Creed due to their hefty open world.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's basically what I was just been talking about. They weren't really Assassin's Creed games. They were more Souls-like games, in my opinion, with the Assassin's Creed name.
RPG gameplay
which isn't necessarily bad. If done right, it can be good. You know, like I said, I really liked Odyssey, and Origins I thought was okay, but I don't know. Valhalla just didn't really do it for me.
Mechanics. Thankfully, the next installment in the franchise is Mirage, and based on my playtime with it so far, it manages to capture what made the series so special and brings the social stealth history simulator back to its roots in the best way possible.
I mean, so, obviously we're still kind of early in this video, but so far it still seems like the combat doesn't look as good as like Odyssey and those things. It doesn't look quite as soulsy, but I mean, there's still more like combat oriented stuff and not just stealth, stab, hide the bodies, move on. Which if they're gonna do a game like that, you know, that's fine. I'm okay with it if it's good. It's just one of those situations where the combat has to feel right. Like, the biggest problem with Valhalla was the AI felt dumb, and the combat just felt like you do a couple hits and then you just push a button to do a finishing maneuver and it looked cool. That was basically the combat. And then you would have like these Templars that, you know, if they were above your level, even like 1 or 2 levels above you, they would basically just kind of one-shot you. So it was like you had to essentially grind up to be an equal level or greater than them, and then it just trivialized those fights as well. So I don't know. Valhalla just, I don't know, it just really didn't do it for me.
Gone are the vast vistas of England, the oceanic traversal of Greece, and pyramid scaling of Egypt.
Yeah, looks like they're back in the Middle East.
Populated Baghdad, full of life and vibrancy. That's not to say Mirage ever felt small, but from the few
like right there, I wanna back this up just for a second here and replay this.
Life and vibrancy. That's
like he runs right by this guard right here, and the guard's like aggroed on him. He pulls out a sword, but like I don't know, it doesn't look like a good interaction.
It's not to say Mirage ever felt
like a guy just watching him go by with a sword. I was like, hey, you stop! Hey, stop! Hey, I'm gonna get you. I'll get you. Okay, you're running still. Damn it.
Felt small. But from the few hours I played, I regularly found myself exploring and getting lost in the latest Creed's hyper-detailed and fully realized big city playground.
Like the AI just didn't look like a threat in those interactions.
It should be in an AC game, its own character this time around. From its dangerous and often crowded city streets to its dense bazaar and connected rooftops, it was never a chore getting from point A to point B.
I mean, yeah, it never is in Assassin's Creed. That's part of the signature of Assassin's Creed is the parkouring.
Due to Mirage's revamped notoriety system, it's not as easy to run through a group of guards undetected this time around.
Okay.
The more trouble you cause, the more enemies Mirage throws at you, such as archers and overpowered heavy guards.
Okay, let's rock this back here just for a second. Look at this combat again. Because even just that combat looked kind of basic and bland. So okay, this looks like the red indicator kind of looks like it's one of those situations where they're gonna have unblockable or unblockable attacks or attacks you can only parry if you time it right, or you just have to dodge kind of a situation.
The more trouble you cause, the more enemies Mirage.
Like, you can sit there and you see the guy, like, he could count to like 2 or 3 before the character, the AI swings at you. So like, I don't know. I mean, this could be early on in the game. The AI may get more difficult, obviously, this could be still an earlier build, I don't know, but the combat interaction right here just doesn't seem that great to me.
Throws at you, such as archers and overpowered heavy guards. Civilians will react to your presence and point you out in a crowd if you're not blending in, because, everyone's a snitch.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Notify each other while giving chase and doing everything in their power to stop you. Bribery and vandalism were the easiest ways to lower my notoriety meter. And moving between the high ground and city streets helped me lose packs of enemies that were surprisingly difficult to fight in groups of more than 2. In short, getting chased by guards in Assassin's Creed Mirage felt more like a fun challenge than an annoyance.
Right. That's pretty much what Assassin's Creed was beforehand. Like, it was supposed to be a situation where if you got attacked by a bunch of guards, it wasn't going to be well. It wasn't going to go well. and you're gonna have to run away and try to hide and de-aggro them.
In some ways, help bring back that classic Creed feel to the series. Meanwhile, combat in Mirage feels as tight and as fun as it has in the series of late. The general combat mechanics in Valhalla are here, though enemy levels and damage numbers
to me, the combat looks, that right there, to me, looks very bland and just button mashy. Like, let's just go back and watch this here.
Feels as
so we see the enemy.
As fun as it has.
The enemy is doing like some kind of red indication attack. We swing once, swing twice, swing 3 times, and then the guy blocks us, you know, whatever.
Valhalla are here. Though enemy levels and
we hit each other at the same time. I don't know, it's just the combat looks slow. It looks slow and it looks, I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the proper word is. It looks, I don't know. I can't think of what the proper word is. It doesn't look good, I guess, is the way to say it. It looks almost kind of choreographed or forced, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it doesn't look as good as a lot of the more recent Assassin's Creed games.
Odyssey and Valhalla are here, though.
Like we hit the guy. He has like a white flash, so like it looks like he has like hyper armor or something. And then the AI hits us, we get staggered out of our attack, and then the guy just sits there and takes the last couple hits and we kill him. You know?
While this may look like a step back into the older game's often easy and simple combat style, Assassin's Creed Mirage's fights felt significantly more challenging and reactive this time around. And if I didn't try to single out my enemies, I found myself quickly becoming overwhelmed by groups of as little as 3 guards. While dodging and properly timed counterattacks can lead to some pretty sweet kills, it's nowhere as easy of an experience.
See, like, the AI just doesn't look good. Like, let's watch this from the beginning. You know, that we're attacking this one guard, there's like 2 or 3 other guards sitting around, and they're just like watching and slowly creeping up.
Overwhelmed by groups of as little as 3 guards. While dodging and properly timed counterattacks can lead
to this guy that's attacking now was a guy that was in the background, but again, like, the other 2 are not being aggressive at all. They're just kind of sitting here and watching.
Pretty sweet kills. It's nowhere as easy of an experience as it was in some of the older entries.
And like, why is this guy in the foreground here, or he's just like blocking?
Nowhere as easy of an experience as it was.
Block.
For the first time in a long time, I found the combat in an Assassin's Creed game not only challenging, but also fun. To that end, stealth combat is where Assassin's Creed Mirage truly shines.
Which is what it's supposed to be.
Hiding in plain sight feels more rewarding and engaging this time around. And I quickly found myself trying to stay as hidden as possible as often as I could, even if it was in a busy street among crowds or hidden in the shadows. For the first time in a long time, Assassin's Creed feels like a proper stealth adventure again, similar to the series' early days.
That was the whole point. They were trying to go back to the earlier roots of Assassin's Creed. So I mean, and that's fine. You know, if the game is supposed to be more stealth oriented, that's fine. And that might be kind of what the issue with the combat is. The overall regular, you know, guards are alerted to you combat. It might just be a secondary thing compared to the stealth mechanics of the game, because that's what the focus is. And if that's the case, that's fine. If that's the case, that is 100% fine. Assassin's Creed, the original ones, were all about, you know, stealth and planning out your route and looking for vulnerabilities for where you're trying to infiltrate, and you know, taking out some straggler, you know, guards or whatever, hiding the bodies, and just kind of making a path for you to get to your target and assassinate them.
To put it bluntly, Assassin's Creed Mirage seems set to bring the series back to its roots in the best way possible. The story and gameplay feel more like what made Assassin's Creed so popular in the first place, and it feels like the series has finally realized what was promised back in 2007. While some may not be too happy with the scale back.
Was it really 2007? Was that when the first Assassin's Creed came out? Good lord. If that is the case, I don't think about it. I don't want to think about it.
RPG elements, Mirage's focus setting, intuitive controls, and fun stealth gameplay has me excited to dive back into the franchise.
Throwing
For more on
knives,
this fall's
okay.
biggest upcoming games, check out our hands-on preview of Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Forza Motorsport. And for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
Okay. Well, there you have it. There's a little, I guess, hands-on trailer for the new Assassin's Creed game. I mean, I pretty much gave my thoughts as I went along. There isn't really much else to say about it. I mean, if it's going to be more stealth-oriented, that's fine. That's fine. It might be it might be good in that sense, to where it's all just about stealth, and like I said, you know, finding the right path and how you want to accomplish that puzzle of the stealth game. You know, finding the way you need to go, getting guards to do things you need to do to manipulate them so that you can get to your target and kill them. And if the story's good, then that's fine. But if they're still trying to keep it kind of more Souls-like, I guess, combat-ish, that didn't look like the way to go from what they showed here. And again, I haven't actually played it, you know, so until you actually can play it, you can't really judge it. But from what it looked like here, it looked like the AI was still very basic. It looked like the combat was very basic. You know, slash, if someone's, you know, attacking you, you block. If they have an unblockable attack, you dodge it. That kind of rock, paper, scissors, you know, system of combat, which it doesn't necessarily mean it will be bad. You know, it all depends. And what they're showing right here is more than likely an early stage of the game. So the combat could reflect the fact that the AI just might be a little dumber or a little easier because it's in the early stages, and you know, later on it might be harder because the AI is smarter, they might overwhelm you more, etc., etc. So until we can actually, you know, get our hands on it, you know, I'll reserve my overall judgment until then, until we see, you know, until people actually play it and we can actually get our hands on it. But for the most part, I'm still like, seeing this didn't really like bring the hype meter up for me. It didn't really you know, make me want to go ahead and like pre-order the game, kind of a situation. So, but it's still something I'll keep my eye on, and we'll see what happens when it releases and what kind of review scores we get. So might be something I check out. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate you checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know, leave a like, sub, all that kind of stuff. Comment down below what you guys think of the game. Do you agree with me? Do you think it looks, you know, okay so far? Do you think the combat looks good? Or do you agree with me? Do you think the combat still looks kind of basic? Or are you excited for this game? Is this something that you're really looking forward to? And, you know, you're a big fan of the original Assassin's Creed games, and you're looking forward to it getting back into more of that stealth-oriented gameplay. You know, let me know down in the comments. But appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I will see you all on the next one. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye.